Good morning to you, beautiful 826 people. Sorry I've not checked in for a while, but I said I would try and leave it a few days before I checked in. Last week we had our support individual, Mr. Sherwin. He was unfortunately doing a private job, so we have been tinkering around with a few bits and bobs. But I'll give you an update before I start. If you could help me with liking the video and give me some comments, that'd be much appreciated. I'll show you a quick catch up on what's been happening over the last 5 days, although 5, 6, 8, 10 hours a day haven't been taking place there last week, which is actually quite nice. Nice to actually enjoy Barbados rather than working all the time, that's for sure. So recap, what have we done in the last week? Obviously the last time I checked in, I think it was the roof. Roof seems to have held up okay. There's still work to be done up there, obviously, and thanks for the comments on what we should be considering up there and some of the products and some of the potential solutions we should be looking at. Thanks for that, much appreciated. Gates have been made and installed. That's the first stage. Today, potentially tomorrow, the motor for the gates are going in. Tiling is taking place over the weekend in the cottage, which I'll show you in a second. Obviously there was some tiling in the laundry, but that was already filmed. What else? There's a couple of like little picture framey sort of bits we're doing today, which I'll show you that as well, just to try and bring the house a little bit more to living life rather than construction stroke building life. So that's been quite nice. Pool gate continues. Had a great guy called Craig turn up who said he would definitely do the pool, but he said he thinks the majority of it is done, so for him it's not really necessary. But he would normally use a contractor to finish it off, so he's connected with the contractor, but unfortunately 5 appointments in and we haven't had a guy turn up as yet, so no real change in story. So I might chase up Craig today and see if he knows anyone else, or whether he can put a rocket somewhere that would assist the guy arriving on site without being too burned. So maybe I can do that. Weather today is absolutely stunning. Whilst I'm on it, obviously, Stuart, Leanne, friends on the island, welcome. Hope you're enjoying your holiday. I'll have a quick walk around now and show you what's taken place. I'm sure there'll be things that... Oh yeah, forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about this. So where are we? Let's start with the cottage. So yesterday we started the tiling in there. The tiler that I was using, unfortunately, is way too busy apparently. So rather than waiting, I've gone to another guy. Corey, thanks for doing what you've done. So we've started already. So that's already going up, which is nice. So that was done yesterday. He's going to come today later on and finish off this wall and get grouting. To a certain extent, we'll be nearly ready for that, and then we'll be ready to put the toilet now in, which I bought during the week. So the toilet and everything will go in here. The pedestal and sink will go into here. The electrician, for some reason, has put the power here, which is fine for the mirror, but obviously if it's going to be a shaver socket as well, then that's a dual purpose. So it might mean that he wants to put another box over here for the shower socket, and that becomes the power for the mirror. So there'll be an LED mirror on here, which I still have to source. And by the way, the ones that I've got in the house that people ask where I got them from, they do have a similar one in Coinmans at the moment. So I'll probably go and buy that. It looks like we've got plenty of tiles left over. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit boxes, so that should be fine. So that will look quite nice. Very, very similar tile. Although I wish he'd put something down on there. A very similar tile to what we bought over the road, but we actually had them from Coinmans, believe it or not. So yeah, good tile and reasonably cheap as well. I mean, the tile that over the road for this size worked out about 1,000, 1,100 Bayesian. These from Coinmans worked out about 580, I think. So nice matte white, should set it off quite nicely. And obviously by the time this is all finished, we can get the floor scraped and we can obviously get that polished, and hopefully the window should be coming, ready for delivery mid-October. So by the end of October, hopefully this window, which was never ordered, these doors that were sent in error in the wrong size will come as well as the 6 foot window, the 8 by 6 foot window for the hallway. That's going to let so much light down there. It's going to be amazing. That will also be delivered as well. So fingers crossed, mid-October, all 3 windows will be ready for delivery. And then it'd be a case of just trying to hope we can get them delivered here in one piece without having them bent up and busted up like the garage. On the garage note, we have actually, we've had an insurance claim put through, so we're just waiting for that to be chased through. Photos have been sent by the shipping company in England to prove that it wasn't them. They took photos on having it installed. So hopefully that will go through as we speak. A bit of glass has been ordered in here. I was meant to pick it up on Thursday and then Friday, so I'm going to go and get that in a minute. I'm going to get that taken out this week. I'm going to redo this framework, and then I'm going to router out the actual the 2x4 and get the glass put in there. And then we've also got the transfer, i.e. the name of the building, to go into the glass there. So that will transform the look of that building massively. Let me take you through and walk and see whether I've actually done anything else that I'm completely forgetting about. Probably haven't, been quite lazy this week, so I do apologise. As you can see here, lasers on the wall. We're putting a photo frame solution there. It's not simple, and I'm having to put nails in the wall, which is I hate doing that. But anyway, it's got to be done. The only downside is if we ever choose to rent it for any reason at all, you know, if we want to go on a 2-month holiday back to England and rent it for the 2 months, then things like, you know, personal photos and stuff like that, obviously people don't want to stare at that. So taking it down and leaving a load of nails in the wall, a little bit of an issue. I showed you the laundry room in here. Obviously that's been done. Corey this afternoon, after he's finished grouting in there and tiling there, he's going to come in and grout in here as well. And we've actually gone with this poly blend in this colour grey. So again, that'll be quite nice in here. It'll set this off. As you can see, it's a little bit cleaner and clearer in here. All we've got to do really in here to finish off, apart from the grouting, is the skirting boards. So hopefully that can get done. We've actually been working with somebody on the air conditioner as well, so we've had a couple of quotes. So fingers crossed we can start working on that and getting one of those installed, maybe monthly, or get the whole lot done, I'm not too sure yet. The world, as you know, has gone crazy. So really what I should be doing is somehow raising the money to get the air conditioning and the solar put in, so we can actually get off grid, because obviously at the moment electric and any form of utilities is just going crazy. So and it's going to get worse, guys, I keep on telling you guys. So if anybody's been watching the media over the last 3-4 days, what's happening in England at the moment is not a good thing. The England to be you know, buying in debt bonds is just masking the problem and about to make it accelerate. So brace yourselves for some more aggro coming, that's for sure. We did work a little bit on the door frame down there, but I need to pull all the plasterboard out, which I think I showed you. Let me just have a quick... We've managed to get the plasterboard delivered now, which is a real shame because all this has got to come out. So Sherwin, bless him, has actually patched it all in, but there's a lot of work now to rectify that. So I want to get that all taken out and put an 8-foot piece in here and then a 4-foot piece in there. And then we can use the offcut to go into this piece here and obviously patch this up. I mean, look at the bloody state of it. So yeah, we need to get all of that redone and refixed and make sure it's nice and solid. This is my dumping ground, which I can't wait to get rid of. And as soon as that door frame is actually done there, I want the skirting boards put on, because we can't put the skirting boards on until we've actually got that finished off. We're going to have to get some PVC skirting boards for the other ends because of the rain coming through and it's soaking up in the MDF. This MDF over in Barbados, by the way, it's not the same as England. It only has to seawater and it swells up like it's been stung by a wasp and taken a reaction. So anywhere near moisture, it's no good. So in England, it's not, doesn't like moisture, but it does defend it quite often. But this is absolutely useless. So where the actual water can drive under this doorway here, we're going to have to put some form of PVC skirting board here to, you know, to push away the sun, to push away the water. Sorry, in the hope that I can also paint it satin wood and it may look the same. Fingers crossed. This obviously is going to be coming out in the next month. I can't wait because it's, you know, much as we've made it look a little prettier with the trellis. Koymans, by the way. It does need to come out. The window frame in here was filled in, but it's not been sanded down yet, so that's now been filled. That's one thing that we forgot to do. So it's now filled, it's just waiting for a sand and paint. And look at the transformation out here, guys. Tell me what you think. Obviously, it's just the framework. If anybody wants Dion's number, Dion's been recommended to me by David at Aumento Gates. Everyone said he's good. I did a few references on him and the references came back amazing, not just good. And so far I've had exactly the same experience. I mean, he rang me on Friday and said, I told you on Friday I'd be good to install. Am I good to do it today? And this was Saturday morning. I said, no, I'm not around. He said, okay. Came back, all done. He just literally turned up, installed it. 35 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever else, and we're in. So we've got the infrastructure for the gate. Obviously, I'm going to have to sort out some form of latch to go on here. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do there, but he's made them all out of aluminium. He's sprayed them, had them powder coated in a nice grey. This has been installed. I mean, obviously there's no motor in at the moment, which is he said. Pulls the bloody door frame off. Oh. Weak weld. Whoa. Sorry guys, just saying he's done a great job, and there's a weak weld there. That is actually broken up, look. Okay. Ooh. Even weaker than you thought it was. Wow. That's what happens when you film live. Okay, so we're going to have to pull that off and put that to one side. But anyway, he's done an amazing job. Apart from that bit, obviously, is not working very well. Yeah, the gates themselves are absolutely awesome. I mean, he's done an amazing job on them. They do run really well when that bit doesn't come off in your hand, obviously. So let me just see if I can get that back and lean it. Yeah, it's leaning okay. So he's going to have to come back and re-weld that. But the gate itself is aluminium. It's really light. That means I can actually clad this with the wood that we talked about to ensure that you know, the weight is not going to be massive. If that was a steel gate, you know, cast steel or stainless steel, whatever else, that weight would be huge. Then I'm going to add another whatever. So, like I said to you, my aim is to, like this piece here, I'm going to actually slap this with wood, sort of around about 1/2 inch apart, 1.5 inches thick, all the way along, in a nice natural hard wood. That's the plan. And the motors are meant to be installed today as well. Over here we've had the same thing done on the utilities cupboard. So again, I've got to get the actual latch so it stays here. So I need to work out what I'm going to do with that. And obviously the same thing, we're going to clad that. So the only thing you do see obviously is that our masonry work makes sometimes it look as if it's not straight, but it is straight. It's the actual masonry work that's probably not. Saying that, I mean, we could probably chase out that little corner down here and try and get that a bit flusher against the wall, but other than that, nice. Once that's clad, that'd be nice. We're not going to do anything with the bin cover, there's no point. Can't believe that, breaking off my hand whilst I'm live on video. But anyway, Dion, it's absolutely brilliant. I guarantee you, if I ring Dion and say, Dion, this has happened, within 2 minutes, half an hour, there'll be a text saying what he's going to do. And he follows through and does exactly what he says he's going to do. He's also looking at doing the manholes for me. So I've asked him to do a test. And this is the test. Again, solid aluminium, look. Get this out. So look at that. That's what you call a manhole. Fair play to him, absolutely solid as hell. So that's the test, and I'm going to get him to do all of them. I wanted something that was not going to be absolutely ugly as hell, all going to rot, all going to need maintenance, and that's the solution he's come up with. So I'm not too sure how it will weather, but that's exactly what I was looking for. So fair play to you, Dion. Hopefully the world stand up. But other than that, I mean, as you can see, the gate itself with that green as well, which one thing I didn't get to show because of obviously the incident. But look at the green and the grey versus the grey and grey. This is amazing. It really does bring that grey out. So I think with the wood, with the brown wood, with that dark grey and that greeny grey, I think it will look absolutely amazing. And as you can see, the grey that's on here is very, very similar to the grey that we're going to be installing around the house. So amazing. One thing obviously I haven't done at the moment is obviously sheeted this. As you can see, she's starting to grow through already. So today I am going to have to get out there and get something on. Looks like we've got a bit of a caterpillar fest going on. So this will be one of those silver manholes. All the manholes will be that silver aluminium. Oh, someone didn't like it. And obviously I showed you anyway, but obviously we quickly got the weed mapped down on here. But as you can see, it really is quite uneven. We've got a dip here, we've got a bow here, and so I really do need to get a decision made on what we're going to do on here. But I'm really not too sure. Really am not too sure. I mean, I'm standing on it now and I can feel a little bit of movement still, so it's still settling in. If I astroturf it, it's going to cost me about probably 12,500 to 15,000 Bayesian, but it'll be low maintenance. But then I'm also going to have to do something on the floor before I put the astroturf down. If I put the astroturf straight on here, I know I'm going to have problems. But at the same time, I could probably do that now quickly and maybe do it properly next year. It'll just make it look prettier. I could seed it and grass it, but then I've got this whole weed stroke maintenance issue I can't be dealing with. So again, give me your comments below what you think. You know, certainly now you're seeing it like it is now. I mean, although it's not the finished article, seeing the garden as it is now, it really gives you an idea of the size. It also gives you an idea of what it could look like if it was a natural or unnatural surface. So what do you think? Do you think we should grass it? And if so, do we seed it? Do we pod it, or do we turf it? Or do we put AstroTurf down? Now, the main negative I can say with AstroTurf, apart from the cost, is it's bloody hot to walk on. I don't really go out there walking on grass, so I can't comment on what grass is like, but I can guarantee grass is not going to be the heat that AstroTurf is going to be, that's for sure. So, number one, it's not going to be very... It's not going to be... Yeah, you're not going to want to walk on it a great deal, number one. Number two, is it going to fade? If it's going to get that hot, surely AstroTurf is going to fade quite a bit. So it needs to be functional as well. So all very well low maintenance and less aggro, but if you can't bloody walk on it or be on it, then what's the point? So we do need to have a good think about that. Today, one thing I am going to try and do is get the other roll out that's left over and try and run some of it down the front, because the front is just like a jungle. And Tyson had to go off because of his mum being ill, and he's not returned. So I do need to get that weeded first before I put it down. But even if I get the weed sheet put over it for now, surely if I can get that nailed down, it might enable the actual the weeds to starve from light and start perishing. As you can see, it's getting worse. So really what I need to do is run an industrial lawnmower down there and then just get a sheet over it. But where can I get an industrial lawnmower? There was a gardener that was meant to be coming last week, but he didn't come because of the rain. He's not reappointed so far, so I need to call him, see if he can come back out. But I think even if I just get a bit of sheet on here for now, the bit that we did de-weed, I'm assuming this is an hourgrass coming through. I'm assuming this is weed grass, which is not good. So anyway, that needs to be done. We do still have a very slight leak coming into the bedroom after a heavy rain. I'm not too sure why. Still seeing a damp patch on the wall here, look. So it looks like it is coming down onto the, well, it's the beam, isn't it? So there was an 8-foot beam put in here. So the gutter comes through the wall, through the 8-inch beam, and then through the cavities here, through the floor beam, and then carries on all the way down and comes out through here out to the road. So judging by that damp patch that seems to be here, that would lead me to believe that water's still getting through to that beam, which means it's sitting on that beam. But that might just be, it might be the damp on the outside, I really don't know. But it doesn't seem to be anywhere along here, just this piece. So a little bit concerned about that. Doorway from the outside, nothing's really happened here at the moment, but again, Dion had a look at this yesterday. He reckons tenting it up and spraying it is what should be done, but I'm still very, very nervous. One, because of the white, and two, because of the wind. So I don't know what we're going to do there. Again, he agreed getting some form of vinyl on there might be good. I did actually reach out to the sign writing company down in Wildy on Instagram, and they were going to contact me, but I haven't heard from them. Morning, guy. How are you? So at the moment, it's I'm going to have a quick look at whether that's still an option or not. If we get that patched up and get that filled and get that sanded, it could be a good opportunity to just seal it over with something that's more waterproof than paint, and maybe the vinyl was the good option for that. But anyway, apart from that, there's not really a great deal else that we've done. I did take this window out and redo that. The toe and heel, there was an issue with that, wasn't there? So I managed to get with the new tools I've got, I managed to get the beading off, managed to get the window out, and it was a toe and heel at this corner here. So I've repacked it with English packers now, and that window has now got a nice bit of movement on it. So the next stage is me getting that rubber in, which I can't be bothered with. So I need to get the rubber put back into here. I need to fix the foam all the way around this window, and then once I fix the foam, it's trim back, fill and sand and silicone. So I need to get that done. That's anything I've got to do to finish off those doors, really. And I've also got to do all the doors inside the house, because the toe and heel just wasn't done right. And if I show you what I mean by that, the toe and heel itself starts from the nearest hinged corner down in the bottom, and then you transfer the weight all the way along to the top left-hand corner. So when you look at a set of doors like this, for instance, you can see that that door itself is leaning downwards. So the heel that was done here may have been done, but the pulling of the door frame up and packing out in this corner potentially hasn't been done. So that door doesn't even open very well. It literally, feels like it sounds like it's literally down and it's catching, so it needs to be lifted. So again, in order to do that, I've got to take all the rubber out, all the way around. I've got to release the glass. I've got to bust out the actual aluminium, I don't even call them words, but they're like, you know, they hold the window in. They're bloody hard to get out, and they're even harder to get in. So you've got to literally bash them with a mallet inwards, and they crack open, and then they come off. And then I've got to re-toe that door, re-heel the top, pack out the sides, and then install everything back on again. And without being rude, it's the same on every door. So when I say every door, I mean 3 pieces per set of doors. As you can see up here, the rubber's not even touching this top, look, which means that he's not transferred the weight to this corner to push this part of the door up. And then what you've got to do is the same in this corner to make sure that's up, coming off of this corner. So he probably hasn't heeled this, toe and heeled this door properly, or that door. So the whole thing in the middle is sagged down. That also has an effect on this door here. So you've got to start off with toe and heeling these two properly, and to find out whether that one actually needs doing properly as well. But I've got the same problem on every door, including this one here, look. So in the middle, sagging down, he hasn't lifted this at all. This one's okay, it does open. See it catching? So that's catching because that door itself has not been transferred from this corner to this corner. That's not gone up high enough. Now it may be because this one hasn't been brought up. This whole door would come up if that was heeled properly in these 2 corners. That might bring this one up a bit more, which means that one might be okay. So I've got to start at the end where you start and work my way across on every single one of the doors because they're all exactly the same. So it's just one of those jobs I can't be bothered with. But it has to be done. There's the pictures that are all done. They're all going to be going up on this wall where the laser is. So yeah, that's starting off at the top is the best thing to do. So I've literally just started off by putting the laser across, sticking the nails in where they're going to land up being. I hope I've centralised it properly, I really do. Because at the moment, it's not looking like it is, to me, in all fairness. But anyway, that's where we are so far. Like I said, not a great deal been happening because Sherman's not been here, but he's potentially going to be coming back towards the end of the week, and we'll get some work started into next. Other than that, I'll check in with you later on. If I do get some of this done and finished, I'll report back to you and show what it looks like. But other than that, good to be back. Help me with some likes and subscribes down below and some comments, and I'll check in with you a bit later on. Hopefully we'll get the gate fixed. Okay, so we're at 2:30. Dion the Legend has already been out and fixed the gate. Anybody wants his number, let me know. Absolute legend. Tomorrow morning we'll have the individuals coming out to install the motors. So it looks like they've actually put a little bit of support underneath here as well. Look, so they've welded in here as well. So obviously it's quite a hard thing to weld and to make solid. So anyway, even without the actual slats on it, it looks 10 times better. Before I carry on showing any more, give me a little bit of a thumbs up below, that would be greatly appreciated. Let me know what you think about the gate, guys. If anybody wants Dion's number, let me know, I'll pass it on to you. Dion's also going to be pricing up to give me some form of pool surrounding fencing. I want something minimal, non-intrusive on the eyes, so he's thinking about doing some form of cabling solution, so he's going to price that up for me. He's also going to be pricing up in these windows here some form of small railings to go across. I don't mind, I prefer it without, but obviously if we ever get to the point where we rent it or someone brings over a little one, it needs to be something where I don't feel guilty about some little thing falling off 8 foot into the sand, although if it's little and it's sand it should bounce. So it'll be good to find out what he thinks about that and what the solution is and how much that will be. My poor man, yay, arrived earlier. He said, I didn't think I could trade with you because your WhatsApp picture was of an old man. And he turned up and obviously saw I wasn't that old. I'm old, I'm not that old. He said, we could do business. My WhatsApp picture is Robin Williams, by the way. So he actually saw what he thought was an old man and thought that was who I actually was. Anyway, he's turned up. He's going to give me a price, hopefully this evening, and he reckons he's going to crack on and get that started towards the end of the week. Could be good. So hopefully the price is decent. He's going to do labour only. I'm going to provide the materials, so fingers crossed that will be a goer. And in the meantime, I finished. So we've got a nice little wall of photos there as well, which is quite good. I'm thinking about doing some others around here as well. Maybe something on here. I don't know, maybe a 4-piece on there, or a 9-piece, 6-piece, I don't know. Thinking about doing something on there, and also this side's looking pretty bare as well. So do I put a TV on there? Do I put pictures on there? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Obviously this is quite a social area. We do spend quite a bit of time in here, although TV rots your brain. I think, you know, maybe a TV on there with some music videos and whatever else going on an ongoing basis might be quite nice. And pictures of my beautiful family is obviously always good to have around here, so I think we need to bring some more of that into the house as well. We've only really got the fridge magnets and this one here so far, so I think I'm going to bring some more of that in. And the other thing I'm doing at the moment down the hallway, I'm just trying to do a few bits and bobs that are minor in the meantime of us starting back to work. I'm cleaning the top. I've actually got the name to go into the window, which I'm going to try and get put up on my own with a ladder that unfortunately doesn't go centralised inside. So wish me luck on that. The name is in the window, so watch out for the video, and I will start the video tomorrow potentially with the name. I haven't told anybody what the name is yet, but it came from one of my children, and it's quite apt from where we are. So I will release that at some stage, if not in this video today, maybe tomorrow. What is the name? What is the name? What does everyone think the name will be? Let me know in the comments below what you think it will be. And then obviously the other thing, obviously, we still need to think about and talk about is, like I said earlier on in the video, is what are we going to do with this monstrosity? I'll be quite keen to hear your views on what you think on that. And the tiler, he's coming back in a minute to finish off. He's been doing a job up on the west coast. He's finished off and he's en route as we speak. So fingers crossed he'll be here soon. He'll get that finished, and hopefully I can get him to come into here and finish off the grouting on the laundry room as well. Laundry room, as I said, just needs the sockets put back on, the grouting done on the tiles, and the skirting boards really. I mean, I do need to change the hinges because the hinges on the kitchen cupboards are rubbish. I need to change those, but other than that, that's pretty much done for that room. This one obviously means we can get stuck into doing the actual bathroom suite. We've been holding off on the bathroom suite there just purely because the tiling is dusty and dirty and whatever else. So once that's done, we've got the room cleaned out, scraped out and cleaned. We'll get the floor potentially polished with a sealer, and then get that bathroom suite in, which will be quite quick. I might even do that myself rather than waiting for someone to come out. And then, like I said, I need to get the glass picked up. My wife hopefully is going to be picking up the bit of glass here in the next hour or so, so she'll bring that. And I can maybe tomorrow start working on getting the real wooden frame that we've actually got built and installed. And again, the name will go into there as well, which we actually have. So watch this space. I'll try and get things up, and I'll try and do a bit of a reveal at some stage later on today, if not tomorrow.